Alright guys, what is going on? Today's video is very exciting. I've been working on something very big here, and I've been working with, I'm going to, you can tell in the thumbnail, I've been working with HHP. I called up Josh over at HHP, and we've been trying to get something together for a motor. As you can tell, one of my previous videos, we ordered parts. We were going to build the motor, piece by piece, and then send it off to a machine shop. We scrapped that. Issues occurred. Now, actually, very similar issues have occurred originally when I talked to Josh, and the first motor that we were going to order, basically the same issues. We're going to get over that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the motor that I ordered. And it wasn't the motor that I'm not going to lie, it's not the exact motor that I originally wanted to go with. But in the long run, I think this is going to be even better. So, guys, as you can tell also, the Ram is full weight, pump gas, everything. Both the vehicles are extremely covered in pollen. But yeah, we're going to go for a little drive in the Ram, and we're going to talk about exactly what motor we went with, why we went with it, what was the problem with the other thing, and goals, where we're going to be at with this. But I would say let's get a cold start, guys, but it's already kind of warm out, and I already drove it around. I was doing some errands this morning. Have not been doing much content, threw my back out last weekend, so I'm just trying to be taking it easy all week. So yeah, so we're going to go for a drive in the Ram, guys, and we're going to talk about the motor that we went with. All right, guys. Well, here's what's going on, and we're going to talk about everything that's going on and what motor we ordered. Now, as you know, we wanted to stay pure 5.7. That was my original goal. My original goal was to build, buy a block, buy rods, buy pistons, buy a forged crank, send it off to a machine shop, have them do it, and have a nice fully forged 5.7 motor. Now, that plan, we ordered rods, we ordered pistons. The pistons never got shipped. They were on such a back order. The rods came, but that wasn't the main reason why we canceled that. The main reason why we canceled that is because I could not find a forged 5.7 crank new to save my life. I looked everywhere. I called every company. I even called HHP, MMX, Arrington. I called a lot of the big shops out there. There probably are more shops and companies out there. I looked online for weeks, days. Could not find one. I do know you can get one used, and I probably could have found one used. I would have been absolutely fine. Probably no issues at all. But I'm building, basically, the block. I was not going to use this block. I was going to buy a brand new block so we could still use my truck as the motor is getting built. That was the plan. I thought it was, the best. We can hit the track, do some racing, stuff like that. So, could not find a 6.1 crank at all. I didn't really want, here's another thing, I did not, and I still do not want to put a used crank in my brand new motor. I'm spending, anyone that buys a motor, thousands and thousands of dollars. You do not want to put, you want everything brand new. So I probably could have looked around, asked around, and got a used one pretty fast, pretty simple for cheaper, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want nothing used in this. I wanted everything to be brand new. So 6.1 crank was basically out the window. Hit the company CNC. I ordered the parts from CNC Motorsports, canceled the order, money back, everything went smooth, worked great, bing bang boom. And then I realized, all right, let me go with my original plan, which was my original plan that I wanted from the beginning. If I had the money, we'll just go straight to HHP and order a fully forged 5.7 short block, which they have on their website. You can actually get one fully forged. Bam, they have the option of the forged crank. Bam, everything was good. Talked to Josh over there, Josh W. If you guys want to, work HHP, hit him up. Great guy. We're still working out some details and everything like that. But that's what I'm working with on this deal. So hit him up. Everything was going good. They basically came out with the same issue. Not easy to get. The availability on the 5.7 forged cranks were almost non-existent. I don't know if they were existent, but it had issues. Same thing. I don't know what it was. Now I know the 6.1 crank is exact drop-in of a 5.7, same stroke, same everything, and that's what everyone basically uses when they do a full forged 5.7 with fully forged. They use the 6.1 crank, and you're good to go. But, they don't make the 6.1 motor anymore, so they're not going to make a 6.1 crank. Some companies may have some used ones laying around or new ones laying around, but I can't call every person I know that has one. So basically, Josh hit me up, and he's like, what would you think about possibly getting a 6.4 BGE block? And I said, yeah, absolutely, I'm interested. I just got to make sure a lot of things bolt up, which they do. So, all right, guys, give me a second. We're going to do a little turnaround here. Coming up to a dead end on that road. So we got to turn around. All right, so he hit me up about the 6.4 BGE block. Wasn't sure about it. But, yeah, that's what he hit me up about. I figured we can either go to 6.4 BGE or we can go to 392 stroker. So after time and time talking to Josh, back and forth emails, I decided we're going to go with the 6.4. So that's what we did. I told him, yeah, let's go with the 6.4. He told me everything bolt, even the heads will bolt up. But no, I'm not going to be using my 5.7 heads. I am going to buy brand new heads. I'm going to do this motor right the first time. It may take a little bit more time, a little bit more money to get this thing done, but we're not yet. We're going to go with 6.4 Apache heads or even Hellcat heads because they flow even better. Anything that's going to help the build for boost. The 6.4 stock heads, I'm pretty sure flows better than the Eagle 5.7 heads, even when they're ported and milled, like mine are ported and milled. So I'm going to go with 6.4, at least 6.4 Apache heads. Looking at FitTech, HHP, BES has their own ported milled ones. Not sure exactly where I'm going to go with them yet, but we are going to go with at least Apache heads for this whole new build. We're going to need a whole new cam, lifters, all the good stuff. So that is the motor we went with, fellas. It's basically a 392 out of, I think, the Scats or even maybe the truck motors. I don't know if they're the exact, exact block, which I think they are. I think they're almost identical. It just depends on, everything else to go with them to make them the SRT compared to the truck block. But that's the block we're going with. I'm pretty sure it's the 392 Scat Pack block. We'll know when we get it in if it's orange or not. I think the truck blocks are black and the 392s are orange. You can have anything painted any color. Doesn't really matter, but we're going fully forged. Everything, the Scat Pack, the 392 crank is already forged, so I'm pretty sure it's from the Scat Packs because I know they come forged. They're like the 6.1s. The 6.1s are forged steel. The 6.4 Scat Packs are forged steel. Now, the reason I went with the 6.4 BGE over the 392 stroker is because from my good friend Jason DeRay always said, he was like, Nick, if you're going to do it, he said, bore is always better than stroke for boost. He's been telling me this since I basically got the Whipple on. He's like, always remember, bore over stroke is for boost. So basically, if I'd have did a 392 stroker, I'd have a very similar bore, maybe a couple bore over for the pistons, but the stroke would have been much bigger. You know what I mean? And what we're staying with the stock 6.4 displacement, bigger bore and a smaller stroke. So you can make more power out of the 6.4 block than you can out of a 392 stroker. So that's what we're going with, fellas. That's the block that we're ordered up, ready to go. Just waiting on a couple little things to figure out, all the little final details on it. But waiting on this for a while, waiting and just wanting to do this right the first time. It is a possibility that, maybe by the end of the year we can have the motor could be in and we can be out in the good week. By the end of the year, it's going to be really good air, running out some good times. What do I think I'm going to run with just the motor alone? I think we can at least do a mid-10, no problem. I think that's pretty easily. I mean, with a bigger motor, more boost, more timing. We're also lowering the compression, guys. We're going with a 9.5 to 1 compression. We're not staying the stock compression, obviously going boost. I want to be able to throw as much at it. I want to be able to throw as much at the motor as the motor can take. Yes, I do know we are going to need a new transmission eventually. Probably a new ring and pinion. Probably new, I can't even think right now. Axles, I don't know. We're going to need a bunch of new stuff eventually. If we turn this thing up when the motor's in there, we turn it up all the way, like for a 275 pulling on it, and we turn it up to the roof, we're gonna be making over 1,000 with a 275. We could probably make a 1,000 horsepower with a 275 pulley, custom cam, ported heads by Jay, and all the fuel system that we need. Yeah, it's gonna make 1,000. I'm not saying we're gonna do that right away and just throw it at the kitchen sink and make 1,000 horsepower. Trans won't hand, nothing will hold. It would be pretty badass, but it won't hold. So we already got the pulley. We're still using all the same thing. We're just going what we were going to do on the 5.7 to the 6.4. And if the trans is not happy, we'll just pulley down. We'll pulley down, pulley out, whatever you want to call it. We'll put a bigger pulley on to a point where the trans is happy. We're still making crazy power because we're still the trans. No one knows exactly where they're going to be going at. I don't even know exactly what power. Some guys have hit well over 8, like around the 800, 850, and are still good to go with no issues. Some guys said theirs went around 7. Who knows? So my plan is to just put the pulley on that we got. We got a 325 pulley. We're going to go with the 18% overdrive pulley from for the Rams, ATI 18%. No, and it's not going to give us as much boost as it would on the 5.7 because we're a bigger motor. We're going to have a bigger cam, and it's a bigger thing to spin. I don't know how much. Probably, my guess is going to be around 12 pounds, maybe. You know what I mean? On the 5.7, it probably would have been closer to 14, 15 on that. But we'll probably, with that pulley, I'll say around 12, which is fine. It's not going to be overkill crazy, but it's going to make some power. I think we'll be right around the 800. Plus, I want to run it on pump gas. That's my other thing. I want to be able to run pump gas to as far as we can run it. That's why I want to go low compression. Right now, it's very hard to run pump gas in this truck. It's not because of the compression of the truck right now. With the milled heads, we're higher compression and boost, running almost 8.5. Sometimes in the cold weather, it peaks to 9 and maybe a smidge over. We can't turn it up on 93 at all. Even 93 when adding in some boosting. It's faster than it was at NA, obviously, but it's not where you think it would have been. Because Jay does not want to risk blowing it up, and I completely understand, and I get that. And that's why I respect Jay for that. He does not want to blow my motor up. But we put it on race gas. That's why on just race gas alone, we picked up on, what was it, 4 tenths in similar, in the exact same weather, was almost half a second. And that's, I think, just timing alone. I don't even know if he changed anything else, really. I didn't really look too deep into anything. He's the man. He's the brain. He does all of it. But I know no boost was changed, obviously. Literally just gas, and I think turned the timing up to where he knew it was safe for my compression. So on lower compression and a built motor, just imagine how much he could turn the timing up and the compression up. Not the compression, the timing up and the boost. And like I said, once we build the friggin' motor, I'm at the transmission after the motor's done, we're going to put the smallest goddamn pulley on this thing and make this thing an absolute monster. And whatever breaks, we'll go from there. If like we break a ring and pinion, because Matt Fecac broke his ring and pinion, Jason Derea broke his ring and pinion. Those are very powerful built motor, turbo and supercharged trucks running 800,000 horsepower vehicles. So we'll see how things go from there. They do have higher gearing. I am lower gearing for boost. I mean, it's not why I did it for boost, but I think that's going to help me more for boost. But yeah, we will see. But yes, we have a 6.4 BGE motor coming, fully forged. I'm super excited. ARPs, everything. Beyond excited for this. I'm actually a little more excited for this than I was for the 5.7. I know I wanted to stay 5.7. That was my goal, but we couldn't do it. So we went with what I thought was better than going stroker. Go with a 6.4, and that's what we went with, fellas. Really hope you enjoyed the video, but that's about all I got for you today. Racing, as you can see, we are not ready to really race this thing right now. Reason being, race gas is stupid expensive at $100 for 5 gallons. And when I'm trying to save up for a built motor, I'm trying to save my money, not waste $300 on just to go racing, just on gas. It's another reason why I kind of want to see how far we can take it with just 93. So I think we can run some really good times, fellas. I hope you, like I said, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.